And so from today we'll start the CSS and what are the things available in CSS and why exactly we use the CSS. So very first thing, we have seen the HTML. We are using the HTML like to display something, right? Okay, to display on screen something like a passage, like a heading and an image and more things. Let me just open the output so that we can proceed. So what is the output we are displaying? If you want to make that output more and more, what we can say, beautiful, using some animation, using some coloring and everything. So we use over here the CSS, and how exactly we can do that with CSS, we'll see in a moment. Yeah. So this is the output for our application till now, whatever we have seen. So till now, whatever we have done, this is just an HTML and displaying some output. So we are not able to till now display something, a good UI, a good coloring scheme and everything like this. Why? Because we are not adding the CSS yet. So we'll start adding the CSS and we'll see how it works. But before adding the CSS, we should able to know, like, this is a HTML file, right? If this is an HTML file, so where I can write the CSS, how should I write the CSS code? Fine. We should have some place to write that.
Sorry to interrupt you. Please keep your mic a little bit far away your mouth, sir, because
sure.
the voice is you're blurring.
Yeah. Is it okay now?
Yeah, right. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Hassan. So we should have some place where we can write the CSS code, right? And where will be that place? Either it will be a separate file or in the same file we can do. So there are multiple options. We can do in the separate file. We can do in the same file. So we'll start with writing in the same file. So here we have seen this particular head tag, right? So what is head? So here, whatever we are writing, ideally this should not be displayed. This should be some logic for our application, the name of our web page, the author, and the search engine related information, all things, right? So here I'll try to add that. So here, if I want to add the CSS code, I need to add a tag called style. Okay. And inside this style, I can write my CSS code. So this is how we are writing the CSS code inside of our application only, inside of our web page only. We can also write outside as well, and we'll see that as well. Okay, fine. So we'll just go through the few basic features of the CSS. So very first thing, so if you want to color something, if you want to increase the size of something, if you want to do some alignment to what, your passage, your heading, your tags, and your form, everything, whatever it could be an input, anything. So you should able to select that, right? So for example, I'm saying that body. Okay, what is this body? So this body is indicating here, we are going to select this particular body, right? And we want to apply some background color to that. Background color equals to, I'll add the yellow one for now. See the output? Where is that? Yeah. Getting everything is coming with a yellow background. Why? Because the code that we have written over here, the code we are returning over here, we are selecting a body. The meaning of this particular is that we are selecting a body. It means that this complete area, if we are selecting this complete area, it means our complete application, right? So for example, instead of this body, I'm considering this particular div, otherwise this particular h1 tag. Let's see what will happen. Instead of body, I'm saying h1. So what will happen now? All the h1 tags, h1, all the h1 tags will have some background with yellow color. Getting? So this is how we are applying the CSS in already ready HTML file, we can say, right? So we are also started applying the colors and animations now. So for that, for example, when you simultaneously want to apply for heading as well, for passage as well, there are many options are available. For example, the way you are adding for heading, of course, you can also add for passage, right? We are added many passages. See here, passage, we have added many passages. If you see the output, there is no effect we have applied till now to the passages. These are our passages, right? There is no effect on the passage level we have applied. So why can't we start that? So for that, I'll start adding passage. Okay, for passage, I want to apply this styling. What style I want to apply? For example, I'll say background color equals to red. See the output? Okay, where is the passage? Here it is. Getting the red color. So it is applying to all the passages. All good. So why to apply the only background color over here this time? instead of background color, we'll try to apply something different. Instead of this, I'll try to say like text align equals to center. Okay, the alignment that I want to give, that will be center over here in this case. So see the output. Where is the passage? Yeah, here is the passage. Getting it in center. Again, here is the passage getting in center. This time we are applying not the background color, we are applying the center one. So what is exactly this h1 and everything? These are the tags, we can say. What is exactly this background color? This is the attribute. What is this? This is a value. So you are changing all the h1 tags background color to yellow. You are changing all the passages alignment to the center. Of course, you can change many things at a time. So with this particular center, you can also simultaneously make this particular equals to background equals to red, both at a time. There will be no problem with that. Getting center as well and the background red as well. The final intention is that we can apply the CSS to all the tags which are present in our HTML code. We need to mention that tag name over here, and we can start applying the properties on what values we want to give them. Okay, so this is how it works. The very basic syntax. Anyone having any issues in that? The very basic syntax. If it is clear, please drop your confirmation in chat box so that I can get to know and proceed. Yeah, please drop confirmations, everyone, to the not in a personal message. Drop it to everyone, so it will be a good communication. And if anyone having any issues, please tell me. I'll take a pause for 30 seconds for your questions.
Sir, is there any a theoretical part of CSS, or like we have to apply like HTML directly to the implementation
There
phase?
is
Like,
very
mhm.
basically, whenever you will go, there will be no theoretical concepts. Will be maximum. Whatever you are implementing after that, if you start understanding that theoretically, that will be very good. I'll show you the documentation now. So, are you comfortable now? We are writing this particular syntax till now.
Yeah, it is okay, sir.
Okay, fine. So now
Only
I'll
we
try
have
to show you
it's
the
mean mixed with HTML tags or
yes. Yeah.
syntax.
Yeah. Now I'll try to show you the documentation so that you can see now you will able to understand or not what they are saying. Give me a second. Yeah. What is CSS? CSS stands for some cascading style sheet something. This is just a full form of that and nothing to invest time over here. This is just we can go through. Once we have learned how exactly to do that, we can go through this. After that, what they are saying, CSS describe how HTML elements are displayed on screen, paper, on other media. See, what they are saying, how HTML elements. What are HTML elements? These are called as HTML elements, tags. How this should be displayed, their coloring and everything we decide in CSS. That is what they wanted to say over here. Where is that? Here. After that, CSS saves a lot of work. It can control the layout of multiple web application in once. And after that, external style sheet are also stored in CSS file. So this will get to know more and more when we'll start implementing more and more. Just now, in just 5 minutes, we have understood and we have written a practical application in CSS. And then if you're trying to read this documentation, it is giving you very much good clarification. That is the reason I'm proceeding with direct implementation, and then we'll periodically come over here, and I'll also request you to periodically go through this documentation so that more and more concepts will be visible to you. Yeah. So this is how we have started applying the CSS. So it's time to explore more and more. And so the way we have explored, like there will be an h1 pre-tag and passage. So what are these? These are the elements. These are the tags that we have seen in HTML. So the same way, there will be many properties like this. For example, for a h1 tag, there could be a background color, there could be size, there could be alignment, there could be many more things available. We cannot buy at all those things, so we have to go through the w3c website and we need to check what are all the options available. So whenever you want to change your UI and have some animation, have some want to apply some CSS to that, so you need to explore what are the attributes that are available. For example, I don't know the exact syntax for this background color, so I can check like how I can apply a background color to say using a CSS. So I need to go through the syntax, and w3c will be the best place to explore that. We'll again see few of the examples here so that we can get to know more things on that. Okay, coming to the syntax that I'm telling you, the way it is called as what is property and what is value. So the first one that we are writing before the colon, that is called as property, and the one that is writing after the colon, that is the value. Okay, So what is the property and what is the value in our case? This will become the property and this will become the value. So to be logically very clear, don't go with what we get theoretical concept and everything in much more detail. So you will lose your creativity. It is very simple. If this is your h1, so if this is your h1, if this is your element, so definitely to change the behavior of that element, to change the appearance of that particular element, you need to change its attributes, you need to change its properties, right? So if this is my h1, these are their properties. If this is the passage, these are their properties. Using those properties, I can change the values and I can see the difference of the passage, and the behavior of this passage will change. It will become center, the background color will be red. Okay, try understanding in that way. That will be more and more helpful, and you can easily write the bigger lines of code as well. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Okay, this is all about the syntax that I wanted to highlight you. After that, there are few things about the selector. There is a small theoretical concept over here that is called as selector. So we'll try to see some selectors over here. I'll not go through all the selectors because I don't want to make you confused over there, but there are few selectors. Okay, so the first selector that we are trying to see over here, what exactly mean by selectors over here? Okay, so when we say selectors, so for example, you need to select all the H1 tags so that you can apply the yellow color, right? What you're doing, you're doing the selection. You need to select all the H1 tags so that you can apply the yellow color. This is, what is this? This is selection, right? You need to select all the passages in our application. Why you want to select? Because you want to apply, give them center alignment and give them a red color background. What is this process? This is the selection, right? You're selecting, applying, selecting and applying. But how you are making the selection? So you are applying this yellow color to all the H1 tags. But my requirement is something like that. It should only be done for only one heading, not all the headings. In my application, how many headings are there? Let's see the output. In my application, there are bunch of headings. Let me just remove the unwanted tabs over here. Give me a second. Yeah. So in my application, there are a bunch of heading. This is my first heading. This is my second heading, third heading. Many headings are there, but I don't want to change all the headings. I just want to change the first heading. I don't want to change all the remaining headings. This is what the problem that I'm having here with this particular selector. What is the selector? This is selecting all the H1s. I don't want to do that. So what I can do, I can start applying some IDs. Definitely, if I'm having the 10 headings, definitely I can give 10 different names, 10 different IDs to this particular heading H1 tag, right? I can say H1, I'll say first, or what we can say code section heading. Getting what is the name I'm giving to this particular I'm giving some ID, nothing else, so that this particular heading can be called by this particular ID, by this particular name. I'll just copy this, and here I'll say star hash this one. Now see the difference in output. Getting this heading is not having the yellow color, this also not having the yellow color, all the headings are not having the yellow color, only my first heading is having the yellow color. Why? Because we are selecting only the first heading by using this ID selector. Getting everyone? So this is how it works. Okay. After this, there are few more things with this. So this is the heading tag. For example, I want to apply for both first heading as well as second heading. What I need to do? I need to do something like this. So here I need to again say ID equals to, I'll say registration heading, right? I'm again giving one more ID over here for the registration, because I also want to give to registration here, not the other headings, only the second one I want to give you, first and second. What I need to do? Again, I need to do something like this. And same pattern I want to apply, same background color. Let's see the output. Getting first also applied, second also applied, because both are targeted by using the IDs over here. That looks good. The third one, the fourth one are not getting targeted because we are just targeting here by IDs. All looks good, but how many times you will write the same code? Correct. You're writing the same code, right? It should not be happen something like this. So there is one more solution for that. What is the solution? We can group together the headings. We can select all the set of headings in a single shot. Getting? For example, I want to select these two headings only, first heading and second heading. I don't want to select other headings. And here I just want to have only one code. How I can do that? So for that, there is one more selector is there, that is class selector. Okay. So here, instead of ID, what I will do, I'll say class, I'll say heading with, otherwise I'll just say special heading, nothing else. Okay. The class is special heading. Don't be confused with the bigger names that you are hearing, the class and everything. What I said here, I just want to group multiple headings. That's it. That is the reason we are using the class. Class equals to special heading. Where is my second one? Oh, this was the only second one. So here, class special heading. Okay. So we are ready with two headings which are having a common class. It means that these two headings, line number 18 and line number 30, these two headings can be called by using the single class. The name of the class is special heading. Copy that class name, come back here, and here instead of mentioning hash ID, we are using ID previously over here. That is the reason we have used hash. Now I want to use class. So I should use dot. That's it. Save and see the results. Getting the same results. First, second is done, and rest all are as it is. No changes over there. Everyone pretty much comfortable with ID selector and class selector. This is one of the basic thing with the CSS. Very simple. Nothing to worry about this one. This symbols, fine. This is for ID selector. This is for class selector. That's it. And if you're not doing anything, it is a normal one that we can call as element selector or tag selector. Yeah, I'll take a quick pause for 30 seconds and I'll wait for your questions. If you're having any questions, we'll take that.
What if, sir, if instead of the background color we use the image or texture? What kind
Yeah,
of
definitely we can
code
do.
we will
So,
use?
okay, so you want to use the image instead of background color, right? So what is it, that image you're talking about? You're talking about the additional attribute, additional property. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure. So we'll explore the few
No,
more
here
properties.
we are using a background scenario. So what I'm saying, to you are understand correctly. Instead of color, we are going to use image.
Image. Yeah, we can do that. And for that, the tag I'll tell you, but we will not do for now. We can do that. Fine. We can do that. We can also give the image path and everything. But for
Okay.
now, this is very new to all the people over here. So we'll not apply that. So that will be more confusing. Okay. But we can definitely do
Okay.
that with this particular property. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Please tell.
Yeah, right. So here, like we are applying background color to the entire heading. So how can we minimize that to the specific text only?
Okay. So you are expecting something like this, right? Where is that output? Okay. So you just want to apply for this one, right? For
Yeah,
first word or second word, something like that. Definitely.
correct.
So
Correct.
the way you are selecting that, that matters. The way you're selecting, for example, here, if you see the code, what you're selecting a class. What is this class? This class is indicating an entire heading. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you just want to select this particular first word or second word. So is there any
Right.
something special container for that? No. There is only one container for this heading, that is the H1,
Right.
inside which it is, right? That is the
Yes.
reason we can just able to select this particular H1 only, and it is getting applied to complete. If you just want to select this, what you need to do, you need to specify it inside some div or inside some span. You remember yesterday we have seen some span here. So what I
Right.
will do, this particular my variable is there, na? I'll just keep it here. Okay.
Okay.
And for now, we'll remove this one. And if you just want to apply for that span, what you can do here, you can say ID equals to special span. Any name or any ID you can give. I'll say
Okay.
special span. And okay, this should be
Dot.
hash. No,
Okay.
hash, because we are using ID. When there is only
Right.
single use, we can go ahead with the ID. So, okay, you want to apply the background here. So let's say background color. Right. See the outcome. Getting?
Correct.
So whenever you want to apply some animation, whenever you want to apply some coloring, so try to select that particular area specifically. So the way you just
Okay.
now asked me, you just want to do for this. But before that, what
Right.
was the requirement? To have a special container for that, to which we can select. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah, right. And what about alignment?
The same thing will be applicable for alignment.
Okay.
Once you have selected a particular tag, we can say, or passage or heading, so we can go ahead and do the alignment like this. That is all about the property.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah. Next. Yeah, someone is raising hand, please. I'm waiting for your question. Please tell.
Good evening, sir.
Very good evening. Please tell.
Sir, the way we are including CSS in the web pages by using a style tag, so can we use instead of a link instead of a style?
Definitely, we can do that. We are just seeing right now how we can do it over here. Then we'll also do it of what we can say outside this file by using a separate file, and we'll link it
So it will work as the style tag.
as it is.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
There will be no difference. Yeah. Okay, I hope all are pretty much clear. So we'll try ahead and move with some next command, and we'll see what are the next properties and possibilities available with the CSS. So we have seen the ID selector, and with ID we need to use the hash keyword. That is important to understand like this. Okay, fine. Next, we have also seen the class selector, and for that class selector we need to use the dot, but that is not mentioned over here. No problem. Okay, after that we'll also see the comments. So definitely we should also write some comments while writing the code, right? But the comments that we mention in CSS will be different, will not be something like CSS. In HTML we use the syntax like this, but in CSS it follows the syntax of C++. So it is something like this. Getting? So we can write here the comment for applying special effects to few headings, right? Few headings. What we are doing here? So here we can say every time we cannot write the code, right? So it is important to write like any 1 or 2 lines of comments for whatever we are doing, so that we can easily understand later. So this is what applying text align center and back color to red. I'm writing very specific. This is not needed to all passage tags, right? Just to make sure that everything is works correct, because when you write the comments, it will be easy to read out, nothing else. So this is how we can write the comments in CSS. Okay. Make sure it is something like this, and in HTML it is something like this. If you try misplacing it, it will not work. For example, if you try this here, it will have the problem. It will have the syntax errors, right? So please carefully use the comments, whatever given for the corresponding languages. Next. Okay, so of course we can also do the multi-line comment and everything, but you can just go through this documentation. This is nothing something like that we should invest our time. But these are the possibilities. That is the reason I'm constantly saying, please go through this documentation when you're having a time. Okay. After that, whenever we select the coloring in CSS, so CSS will provide us a variety of way to select the colors. So we can select the colors using the name. We can use select the color by using the RGB parameter, by using the hex parameter, by using some HSL parameters as well. So different types of coloring we can select, and be very specific when we are moving into one particular field. For example, I'm talking about selection of color, right? So when we are talking about selection of color, we should not even confuse with tags. We should not confuse with the element selector, ID selector, and class selector. Why that is important, I'll tell you. For example, I'm telling you right now, the color we select, The color we select, that can be performed in various way, by name, by RGB value, by hex value, HSL, and there are some more options are available, right? Okay, so that is just belongs to this particular area. That's it. Only for this particular area I'm talking about how we can select the colors. We are not talking about this, we are not talking about this and everything. I have seen many people, even if they're trying to know, getting to know about this coloring, they will try to be confused with this and many things. We are very much clear over here. We are very much clear over here. Nothing to look into that. Right now, we can just concentrate on the selection of color, because we are going to explore what are the ways to select the colors in CSS. The first one, that is the name one. So CSS provides you various names, something like this. I'm not aware of all the names. So something like this: green, red, orange, okay, or maximum all things are available. But when you want the specific one, so you can have the RGB color. RGB means like this. So you can say RGB. Okay, so we can mention the red color should be 50, the green color should be 20, the blue color should be 10. Getting? So by mixing this color, it will give us, okay, it is giving a nice coloring as well. We are using the advanced ID, that is a VS code. That is the reason we are also able to see the colors as well here. Very good. So it is giving something brown color, right? So this is also the way we can select the color. Of course, there are other ways as well. This is RGB way. What is the next way? The next way is the hex one. So we can say FF0066. Let's see what colors come. Pink. Okay, this time we'll try something different. I don't know what it will come. Oh, fine, something different. So this is something what we can also select the hex color, right? So these are the possible ways to select the color, to be very specific about the colors. Because while designing the web page, it is very important to select very specific color based upon the requirement. So that is the reason the variety of ways are given for the selection of colors. Again, there are ways available like HCL and everything. So when you want what is RGB, what is HSL and everything, you can separately see what exactly the RGB mean, what exactly the hex color mean and everything. But these are the possible options, right? Don't be confused and don't invest your time exploring how X and RGB and everything, right? Yeah, this is how we can select the colors. I hope all are clear with that. Next one. This is all about the RGBs and everything. So we have seen the backgrounds and everything. So whenever we work with the background, so as we have already told, like we can we can apply the background color. So someone like Hassan also asked me like how to apply the background image. So coming to the background possibilities. So the way we are applying the background, there are set of different properties are available. We can apply the background color. We can apply the background image. Whatever the image we are applying, if that image is small and your background is big, either you want to stretch that, you want to make them repeatedly available, all options are possible. So we just try to apply one background image so that we can see how it will be effective. So we are trying to apply for this particular heading over here. How to apply that? So the color we have already seen, we'll try to go with the image here. Let's see the image one. Yeah, so we are having the image, and this is the way we should select the image. So what we can do for that? So here it is saying that we should go ahead in this manner. So background image, and we should say URL, and here we need to specify the URL that we need. Okay, so the URL, I'm not sure what is the URL that I want. So what I will do here, for example, I'll select any one of the image over here. I'll say the Arku. I'm selecting very different image. It might not look correct here, but I'm just selecting here. So I'm selecting copy image address, and I want to give that image address over here. What we are doing, or to those special headings that we have selected to, there I'm applying the background image, and this is the URL that I have given. I know the output will be very weird. Let's see what how it will be. Getting a very lightweight background we are having. If you are able to observe here, getting the clouds here, and observe the clouds here in the image, the uppermost bottom corner, getting the uppermost corner. So the image is bigger, the area that is allocated, that is smaller. So that is the reason it is coming something like this, but I hope it is looking good. And definitely there will be options. So right now, what problem we have faced here? Image is bigger, the area that we have given, that is lesser. So definitely there will be more properties to solve that problem, right? And what we can say, Okay, let me try exploring more and more things. It is what options it is giving us. This is an image we have applied, looks good. Okay, repeat X, repeat 5, no repeat.
Sir, it's mean here it is it's mean in that syntax it is written URL. It's mean you have to put the website location for the image. If
Just an
it is
image
in
location.
our drive, sir, it is in our drive, then how can we write the syntax?
See, it doesn't matter if it is in your drive, if it is locally, if it is or something. You should only able to call your image by giving some path. For example, I'll tell you.
So we can write C colon hash hash. Yes.
Yes, of course. So for example, I'm copying this path. Only I'm talking about the path, right? Be very specific on that. I'm talking about the path. So I'll copy that path over here. So what should I see? I just should see my image, nothing else. Getting? So the same way, it could be your in drive, it could be in your local machine, anything. So whatever the path will come over here, when you see a complete image like this, that path you can copy. It doesn't matter from where it is coming. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the way we are applying that. Again, there are many options that the way I already told you, we can repeat it. We can from where we can start right now. This is the leftmost top corner. We can also start from bottom. We can also start from center, but this is looking nice for now. So we'll leave it. But this is how we should proceed. Okay. So this is all about the background one. And I'll request you to please proceed with this and try exploring more and more things in this. Okay. I would like to give you a small explanation over here about this URL. Why we are mentioning URL? Because this is a string, right? A general programming convention. What is this double colon means? It means double quotes means it is a string. So to convert this string as a URL so that CSS can understand, we are just making use of this URL function. It will convert the given string into some URL format that CSS can understand, right? But nothing to worry on that and having invest your time, fine. So this is the basic thing that we have learned about the CSS background, how we can apply. Let's try exploring the new things. Okay, the background is over. Now it's important, that is the borders. How we can start applying the borders. So borders can be applied in a very beautiful way. You can see using the borders what all you can do. For example, how beautiful it will look. For example, this is the normal border. This is only the bottom one. This is the rounded corner, and this is looking good. In many websites, you might have seen this, right? So this is looking more and more good. So the more and more you will be creative with CSS, the website will look more and more good. Okay, so we'll try applying this. So with this border, so definitely what are all these things, border style and everything, these are the properties, right? And what are these? These are the values with that. So we'll try applying few of that, how exactly it will work. So for now here, with passages, we'll start applying. Otherwise, for this particular pre-tag, we'll apply. I think it is better to apply for the passage, and we'll remove the background red color. It is not looking good. And we'll try applying that here. So here we want the border. Okay, so we want the border style. Okay, what should be the border style over here? For example, I'll say solid. Okay, and what is the advantage of this VS Code, this ID we are using, right? If you see here, if you just give a space and press Control space bar, it will give you the available option. What is the shortcut for that? Again, mention a colon here and here. When the value you will type manually, don't type it manually. Press Control and space. It will give you. Fine. So these are the options are available for border style. I'll try applying step by step. The first one, I'll try applying the solid one. Let's see how exactly my all passages look like in application. Getting? This is looking more good. Fine. So it is getting applied the border to my complete passage from start to end. Okay. Yeah. What are the other option? I can make it. Next option, dotted. See the effect. Dotted. Next one, I'll say double. Okay. See the effect. Getting it double. This is double only. I think you are able to see this. Getting a very lightweight. I think it is not visible clearly in the zoom, but it is having the double one, right? Okay. So this is how we can apply. So definitely there will be more and more option available to customize this particular bordering. For example, next one, the border, just a second, border, we'll try applying the radius. What should be the radius? I'll say 25. Let's see the effect. No effect. I'm giving it in wrong way. Give me a second. Yeah, these are all the styles. Yeah, please tell.
Maybe percentage is missing over there.
Give me a second.
So pixel you have not written.
Okay, so we need to mention in pixel unit, right? Okay, I'll give it a try. Okay, I'm having some effect with the radius 25%. I'll also try with pixel as well. Yeah, thank you. With pixel, we are getting good effects over here, and we are having some rounded corners over here. But definitely, it is missing something like this. Whatever these first few words are there, that is getting skipped. That is going out of the syntax, out of the area, right? So definitely, we have whenever we apply some animation. So here also we are learning something. What when we start applying some animation, when we start applying some things, definitely it can affect the other working things. Very important to understand. What was our intention? The intention was to have a rounded corner, but it is ended up with a new problem that our few words are going out of this particular box. So what are the possible options for that? So again, for that, we can apply a few more things. So for example, I can apply the padding. Okay, I'll try applying the padding and just give a try. I'm not sure. Padding 20 pixel. Yes, it is solving my problem. What is padding? So padding is something, whatever the area is allocated for you, whatever the area is allocated to you, within that area, how much space you want to leave and you can start working. If you're having a home, if you're having a plot, if you're having a home, you will not occupy the entire area, right? You will keep some space from the front, back, left, right, and everything. Why? Because some gardening and because some few things. So that will be more flexible for you, right? The same way, you're having a bigger area, from where the border start and from where the border ends. Definitely, you should not occupy the complete area. Why? It will not look good. Give some spacing on the left, right, top, bottom, something. What is that called? That is called as padding. Getting? So this is how the padding works. I hope everyone are clear with the padding concept. This is all about the padding, and there are many more options are available, properties are available that you can try explore. So I'll request you all people to try more and more exploring these properties. It will help you for solve the problems, the CSS problems, or we can say the UI level problem. Have you people ever had some problem whenever you fill any registration form or using any website? Some part of the website will be invisible. They're having some UI problem. We'll say the website is not good. All things are pretty much not clear. And sometimes even we try many things, some things will not be visible on website. It will be something overlapped or something. Getting? What are those? Those are the CSS problems. So those problems you should able to figure out, and you should able to quickly fix. When you can do that, when you will know the maximum properties, even if you don't know, you can just Google it out. You can get it, no problem on that, fine. But you should know how to solve that the way we have solved the padding. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Yes, Nanisha.
Yeah, right. So here is one quick question. Like when we hover the cursor over any tag or heading, so there is a one MDN reference link. What is that?
Sorry, I'm not getting. Whenever we
in VS Code itself, when we are typing any tag or heading, and when we are trying to hover a mouse over them, so there is a MDN reference comes. MDN reference.
This one?
Yeah, right.
MDN is a Microsoft document, what we can say, the developer network, MDN, and that is just a documentation available for this H1. For example, what is this H1? We know. This is already giving explanation here. The H1 element represents the section heading, right? But if you want to know more about that using the Microsoft developer network, you can just click that and you can go get to know. Nothing else.
Okay. Means it's a one type of documentation. Here also
just a reference where you can get to know more things, but I'll prefer to go with W3C only because this is the most simplest for now. Okay.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
We'll see what are the next options are available. So these are all about the borders, and I'll request you to explore all these borders option, including the coloring and siding and many other things. You can try exploring. You will get to know how to use that and how it will work. Next. So next one is margin. So we have already seen the padding. So what is exactly the margin? So margin is something, whatever the area is allocated to you, after that you are giving some more space. That is what the padding. For example, I'll tell you. Okay, this box indicating the, so what is this extra space we have added? This extra space we have added, that is our own space. The extra space that we have added on left, right, top, bottom, that is our own space. That is the reason this is called as padding. In our own space, you are leaving some space so that you can have some freedom. It will look nice. Everybody pretty much clear with padding. What is margin? Margin is something like that. What distance you are keeping from others? What distance you're keeping from others? For example, this border, are you able to see it is starting and ending over here, the border? Okay, what distance it is keeping from this particular header? What distance our box is keeping from this left side? What distance our box is keeping from the left right hand side? What distance our box is keeping from this particular line? That is called as margin. So margin is something, whatever the area is allocated to us, outside of that, how much space you want to leave, that is the margin. That is not our space, but how much far away you want to be, how much you want to keep a distance from other people. That is margin. What is padding? The padding is something, how much inner space you want to leave, that is your own space, so that it will look nice. This is all about the padding and the margin. So these are all the topics for today. I will cover, I'll not cover many more things, because whatever the things you are able to see here, we have seen the selectors are id selectors, we have seen the class selector, and there are few more selectors are available. I'll request you not to go in detail of those selectors over here. If you want to give a try, but don't confuse with that, because I'm trying to go with very minimum knowledge that will not confuse you. Whenever they are required, we'll try to cover up those so that it will be easy to understand. Okay, so try going through this documentation and try applying the maximum effects that are given over here, including the coloring, including the background, including the borders and margins over here, and the padding as well. Fine. So till here, please give a very good practice and try applying maximum things are available in this. Okay, so it will help you to understand more and more and more. Okay, any more issues for today's session? Anyone?
No,
Sir,
sir, all good.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I have a doubt. So, what is linear gradient? I have tried it, but only once time it has worked in my VS Code.
Okay, where it is in linear gradient, can you show me a reference in CSS W3C website?
Sir, I don't know in W3 website, but sir, there's an option linear gradient. I've seen
Okay,
in many
so
websites.
okay, so linear gradient is something like that. We apply some background color, right? So we have applied a background color of okay, we have applied the yellow color background initially, right? Otherwise, you can see about, we have applied here the black color background. Okay, the topmost one. Are you able to see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how to do that? Simply by using the background color equal to black, we can do. But instead of this particular black color, you want to have some color which will have shades in between. Shades in between in sense, for example, this is just a color selection, nothing else. Okay, so if you want to have a background color, something like this, which will a mix of color, starting from something like a pink and ending at on green, getting, so it is slowly changing and ending at green color. Fine. So what is this exactly called? These are the gradients. This is a mix up of color and slowly it changes and end up with the different color. So there are some couple of types with that, like the linear, radial, and many more available. But that are just some coloring are available. You can go through that, but it will be, if you want to make it more beautiful, you can go with that. But this is all about the gradients. Is it clear with you now?
Yes, sir. Sir, I copy from a website called UI Gradients. So I saw in that.
Okay, yeah, fine. No, from anywhere you can do that. You can also see some examples of that. For example, are you able to see this example? Background image. So what they're trying to do over here, they're calling the linear gradient function, and what they're saying, it should start with red, and where it should end with yellow. So it will give you the effect something like this. See, starting with red, ending with yellow. We'll give a quick try for this. See, start with red, end with yellow. We'll make it something, start with blue, end with yellow. See the effect? Getting?
Yes, sir.
So this is how we can proceed, and this is the so whatever you have tried, that is a very good try, and keep exploring, because this is the time when you can explore more and more things, because here you are having a time to discuss. And when you will explore more, when in upcoming days what are the problems will come up, for example in upcoming days we are having some problem, a UI level problem, so you can get to know, okay, these are the options are available in CSS, this I have tried sometimes before, so it will be helpful for me, and you will not end it up wasting much of your time, and you can get to know, okay, these are the things available, I can go ahead with that. So please do maximum practice available, and that will help you more and more and more. Okay, so today is I think Friday. Yeah, if today is Friday, so we'll I'm not sure like tomorrow the class is there or not. I think you need, no, tomorrow is no class, tomorrow is Saturday, right? Saturday, Sunday, there will be no session. Directly there will be the session on Monday. But what advantage you can take from this, please go through all the attributes. There are many attributes and properties available. We have just seen very limited properties. For example, we have seen the text alignment, padding and everything. So all the properties will work in same manner. The syntax will be same, but the effects of that you should understand how it will be. Fine. So please try going through the maximum properties and their corresponding values, and try exploring more and more. Fine. There is no need of create any special website or something, because you are exploring the properties, you are exploring the value, corresponding values with that. And once you are aware with this, then we can start creating some little applications. Right now creating the applications will not be make any sense, because you are not very much aware with all properties. Fine. So please be aware with all the properties and have a good practice. I wish you good luck with that. And I hope you have enjoyed the today's session as well. Thank you, everyone.